What is the...
Well, why is this here? I ask.
One of the reasons why I thought I better come before you as an informational item, since this results in a substantial increase to our budget for workforce development, and I thought you needed to know some information behind that and why that occurred.
That's not why, Sam. I'm asking why is this item, it's 10-1. I don't see it listed on the sheet here. Is this a...
Actually, we originally had it under the O's for OET, but we remember that the department changed to workforce development, so it's on the last page. Which one?
It's not listed on this.
No, it's actually because it's not a general fund department.
Okay.
Is it? But it's on the augmentation.
No, it's not.
The augmentation schedule, so last page.
Okay.
And the budget page is page 190.
All right, so it's not listed on here because this is for general fund augmentation.
Correct.
This is not general fund, therefore it's not on there. My question is, why is it? This is money that if you get the money, you do the program.
That's
If you don't
correct.
get the money, you don't do the program.
That's correct. However, what happened was...
Dan, let me explain. When you are having these hearings, it is about the entirety of the budget, not just the general fund. The majority of what we're concerned about is the general fund. We do have some special revenue funds, however, that either have changes or, as in the case of the fire department that came up this morning, have additional requirements that they're requesting.
Because they had additional funding coming in, we have to augment their budget. So it came in as an augmentation, even though it's no cost.
It's basically an augmentation. They've been cutting our funding for these programs for about the last 3 to 4 years.
Yes.
And now then this year, we received an additional $973,576 in funding under the workforce development programs. I think that's substantial. It's about a 20% increase in our budgeted amount or allocation amount. And what they did was, we were going on the old amount, and that's how we set up the budget for you to come to you in March. And then like in April or May when we get our allocation, they came through with this additional money. And I think that's a good thing for Imperial County. I wanted you guys to be aware of that. What that will do is, in the augmentation is, we're planning to increase the budget, and we'll increase it in the areas of professional and special services, and support services, and individual training accounts. What that means is that money will go into training for youth, adults, and dislocated workers. And it's not to augment our budget or operating costs or anything of that nature. So your Workforce Development Board will be coming back to you with some recommendations for the utilization of that funding. And I think that's a very positive thing. That's almost $1 million coming into Imperial County.
Sam, are you telling me the $973,576, all of it's going to go to program?
It's all going to go to program training and for youth, adults, and dislocated workers.
That's fine. That's fine. We expect that we'll hear that from them. But I mean, that's great news. I think everybody here would say it's great news, and that it's all going to go to program.
And none of it comes out of the general fund, as you're aware, and it's all federal funding that comes down to us. But I thought since it was a substantial increase, it was felt that I needed to come before you in budget hearings, let you know what was going on there. And we may have a fluid budget. It may change as we go through the course of this year, and I do anticipate they may provide some additional funding. And this may be a trend that develops over the next couple of years. California is receiving more money, so Imperial County receives more money as a result of that.
Mr. Chair, Sam, the Workforce Investment Board, they work on 2-year funding cycles, correct?
That's correct.
Now, was this additional money, or was this already a known fact that they were going to be receiving this $900,000+ coming in for the second? Is this the first year or second year?
This is the first year of the allocation.
Okay.
So it was an unknown factor, and it just happened. We did not think we were going to get any more, and we budgeted based upon a static budget, no increases on anything. And then suddenly we got this money. We were not aware we were going to receive this money. The state was not aware they were going to receive
Just as
this
a point of order, will this money be made available to existing programs that have, or for example, you said training programs that already have their curriculum in place, or are you going to put out new RFPs to allow those to maybe establish a curriculum to be eligible for having access to this money?
Both situations will occur. We're going to put out some proposals right now for youth programs and probably a proposal for one adult program. We will also continue with our existing individual training accounts, which are with those that already have a curriculum on file. So we're going to be doing both functions with these. I expect your Workforce Development Board to bring back some proposals for your consideration within the next 2 months.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well,
Unless you have
Sam,
other-
anytime you get extra money, please let us know.
Well, certainly want to let you know. Thanks.
Although I've never heard the term, I don't know what extra money means, because I've never seen any. So,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you. Other public assistance? Gentleman that needs no introduction, the guru of public assistance programs.
And you were right when you said gentlemen.
Yes.
Thank you. Jim Sims, Director of Social Services. Daniel Esparza, my Fiscal Administrative Manager, here also to answer any questions you might have. Actually, as you know, 90% of our funding is based on the state and federal government, and we don't have a state budget yet. When we put the budget together, we put our proposals based on a status quo budget. So the augmentations presented to you are based on that status quo budget. And when we get
Excuse
the...
me, that's at tab 15.
That's okay.
But this also flows to, a lot of this has to do with positions.
Yes, it does. As you know, we're a very large department. We probably serve 1 in 3 people in the county. It's a huge department, really, and with tremendous demands in child welfare, adult protective services, and putting people to work, and a lot of other things as well. The positions are really trying to hold our own in terms of caseload. I recognize that I don't even want your board to take action on these at this point until I know what our allocations are. But I do want to get these positions on the budget as a matter of record as ones that if the funding allocations hold true, then these can be funded for a minimal amount of county expenditures. And to kind of add a little bit to that, we have heard from the governor's budget that they plan to recapture our incentive monies. We have about $750,000 in incentive monies, and we were told we probably need to spend it this year or it will go away. So we intend to spend it this year, of course. And in doing so, our actual general fund cost this year should be reduced substantially. And what I would like to do, and what I would like to propose, since this is kind of coming at the last minute, that if our allocations hold true, that we can cover the county costs through these savings that are going to be incurred this fiscal year, closing June 30th. That's just kind of food for thought. What I would like to do
Wait
is...
a second, Jim.
Yes.
You can cover the, for all of these added
Yes,
positions?
for all of those added positions.
But that's not a going forward situation?
It's not a going forward. This would fund these positions, again, given our allocations holding status quo, for the next year. As I've told the board many times in the past, we have substantial turnover, and if there's any downturn in any of our allocations, 1, we would not fill positions, or 2, we would transfer positions within various programs in our department. And that's always kept us out of the layoff territory.
What's the total, Jim, of these?
We have 31 total positions. Child welfare amounts to 7 positions. Adult protective services and in-home services, 13 positions. As you know, that's a very tough program with 5,000 cases. They've got tremendous caseloads that they're trying to serve, but they're just kind of falling behind there. Welfare to work, typically there'll be no county cost for that. That's met with maintenance of effort. So if our allocation comes through there, there's no county cost anyway. And a little bit in administration, that's Daniel's section, which would cover some of the support services that we need. Again, the average county cost is 10.9%. So for $1,539,000 worth of positions, it cost the county, in my latest estimate, $168,000. Again, I think that county cost...
This proposal is $180,000.
Yeah, as I was telling Joe just before the meeting, the percentages are based on the latest data. And remember, we do the budget maybe 4 months, 5 months ago,
Right,
so percentages have changed.
Hang on a second, Jim. Roberta, what was the number?
What is in the
What's on the sheet?
backup is
186,581.
$186,89.
$186,089.
$180,689. 180.
Okay. And Jim, you're saying that, but your latest calculations would probably bring that down to about...
About 168, yes.
So, down to 168. All right?
So basically what I'm really asking your board is just to recognize that these are positions, basically field positions, people out in the county doing the work, trying to maintain caseload. I will bring these back hopefully at some point when the allocations come through from the state and present